Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Priority 10. Priority 10 is showing that it's possible to care about the environment, to have a commitment to save the planet, and to work within a party that have the chance, the possibility to replace the Conservative and to be a government for a richer, fairer, greener Canada. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Andrew Weaver. Professor Weaver, you are giving us the science. You are giving us the facts. And allow me to just to sum up the facts that you are giving us. You are telling us that the planet will not be able to sustain the life if there were not greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. If there were no greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the planet would be as cold as the moon, and no life would be possible. So the greenhouse gases keep the heat of the sun longer enough to make life as we know it possible. The problem is that since industrialization, we are, human beings, sending more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, methane and carbon dioxide especially. And it's especially done in burning fossil fuels, that means petroleum, in the atmosphere. And then you have global warming. That means that you have more uncertainty about the weather, more natural disasters with the weather. So it's what we have as a problem. You're telling us, do something. You're telling us, if you do nothing, well, more and more catastrophic events will happen, natural disasters, and so on, species at risk, people will lose their land because the level of the sea will go up. You're telling us that. And you're telling us that there is a tipping point is 2 degrees Celsius. If we go over that in terms of global warming, we are in trouble. And because we are saying the truth and the science, you receive the Nobel Prize, and you are a Nobel Prize winner under the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change. I want to say to you, Professor Weaver, maybe you know that we have one of our candidates who is also a Nobel Prize winner under the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change. Yes, it's Dr. Kirsty Duncan and she's running for Etobicoke North. It's I'm very, very honored by that. Dr. Weaver is giving us the science. He's giving us the science. David Boyle laid the bridge between the science and the world of policy making. David is an expert. He has an expertise. He takes the science and he figures out how can we make it in good policies. Dr. Weaver is saying to leaders like me, you have no choice, act. David is telling us the way to act, the way to design a good policy, a good law, a good regulation, the way to do it with the other goals that the government have. Because the government should never be a one-issue government. We need also to address poverty, to have a strong economy. We want to address all the needs of the people, and we need to keep our relationship with the planet healthy. It's what David is doing. I want to thank you for that, and especially to advertise your book. David Suzuki's Green Guide, and you just gave me the book. I will be very indiscreet, I will read. Dear Stephane, thank you for your strong commitment to Canada and the planet. I hope that you become our next Prime Minister. Thank you so much. Thank you, Guy Dauncey. You are, I would say, because you are an author, an activist, because you work hard to carry the message to everyone, you are our conscience. And you are telling us, leaders in politics, you have no excuse. The science is asking you to act. The policymakers tell you how to act. And it's possible to communicate it to Canadians and to the people of this planet that they will get it and that they will support it. You're telling us that an election is the time to speak about important matters. I know that Madam Campbell was running in British Columbia, but it's not true that the election is the time to hide what we have to do. And during an election, people will only care for a selfish and short-term agenda. people care about themselves and their children. We need to have a government that will govern for the next generation. It's what you are telling us, and it's what we will propose to Canadians the 14th of October. Before to take out the questions, let me just sum up the election the first week we had. And the best way to sum up it with my candidates that are with me, Anne Park, Shannon, Keith Martin, my colleague Keith Martin, Richard Pizik and Brian Scott, and Brian Penn, and Paul Zed coming from St. John, New Brunswick with us. The best way to sum up the week we had is to compare the way Mr. Harper spent 600 millions of your tax money by an announcement, how he intends to spend it, and the same amount of money, 575 million, that I'm proposing to invest. Compare the two. His policy this week has been a cut in the diesel tax of 2 cents. It will cost $600 million to do that. It's a lot of money. And it's over 4 years, 2 cents. Well, yesterday, the cost of diesel went up by 2 cents. It will give nothing. It's a gimmick. He hoped that you will see that, oh, he's cutting taxes on diesel, we'll pay less on diesel. He hoped to buy your vote with a gimmick. He knows as much as you and me that it's a bad policy, but he thinks that bad policy in Canada gives good politics, because he's underestimating the Canadian people. Compare with what I have announced this morning in Vancouver. I have announced that with the same amount of money, roughly, we will give a tax break of $10,000 for any household who wants to invest to retrofit their home, changing their windows, having a way to pay less electricity, to save money then for the family, and at the same time to pollute less. So a tax break of $10,000, more than that. Once you have this tax break, $10,000, it may not be enough. Assume that you want to change your house to make it very, very energy efficient. You may also think to use the new solutions like geothermal, solar, small windmills. It seems fancy. In some countries, like in Germany, it's common practice. We need to catch up. So you want to do that. You have the tax break of $10,000 plus a green mortgage for the first $10,000 you will spend that will give you 0 interest rate to pay. And it's not over. In addition to it, the third thing we need to do, some people are too poor to do anything to retrofit their homes. The government wants to do that. We had a program for that for low-income Canadians. Mr. Harper cut it. We will come back with the one that will be even richer than the one we had. We'll work with provinces, municipalities, communities, co-ops to be sure that we will retrofit the homes of the people that are the most vulnerable of our population. We'll bring together social justice and environmental sustainability and the economy. Because imagine the number of jobs we will create, green jobs, to stimulate the market in Canada to have clean homes, green homes everywhere in the country. And once you have that, you do like Denmark and other countries, you export your technologies around the world because the world is looking for solutions. And I want these solutions to come from Canada. And I know that we have one of the best students and the best universities of the world, especially the University of Victoria. Between the gimmicks and the vision. I'm very, very confident that Canadians will choose the vision for themselves, their children, and the future generations, and the role of Canada in the world.